Welcome back to another episode of Dance Music Everything. It's your girl Alexandria. Today I got Miss RENAE Wilson. Yes, dancer, professional, Miss RENAE Wilson. I love this episode, you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. As always, this is a video podcast, so whether you're watching or listening, I just hope you enjoy it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, check it out. Welcome to another episode of Dance Music Everything on my channel, Alexandria Says. If you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at the last episode, go ahead and do that. I'm so excited because I have Brenda here with me. Hi. Awesome. So I'm going to introduce yourself, but just like a quick backstory. So she is one of the first people that I think I DM'd when I moved to Atlanta, or when I was about to move from Boston to Atlanta, just because I've seen that she danced and stuff like that. And I just wanted my feed and everything surrounding my brain, my thoughts, what I was seeing to be surrounded by dancers, women dancing, strong women doing their thing, you know. So that was really, really important to me, just to tag that in. But okay, go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us what you are, who you are, what you're aspiring to be, just all that.
Okay, cool. I'm RENAE Wilson. I actually moved here about 3 years ago from Houston, Texas. I pretty much started dancing, obviously, like every other little girl, at like 5 years old, doing ballet, doing technical. I kind of stopped when I went to college, but I did graduate with a degree. So she is educated. And then I moved here, and I've honestly just been loving it. You know, dance is my number one passion, but I also work in HR too. So I pretty much do both. And it's just been awesome so far.
So I'm glad that you touched, so you do have a degree and you are currently working corporate type stuff. So what is it like balancing your love or your passion and also working? So, or maybe are both of them your passions? Like, what is that double whammy type thing like right now?
Yeah, I'm so happy you asked, because I've always wanted a platform to really talk about that, because it's hard. And I think the reality of it is that I'm trying to create a foundation, but also still pursue dance and everything that comes with it, right? And growing up for me, my mom has always been like a corporate baddie. So I've just been seeing her like grind the pavement. And I've always known that stability, and it's just kind of been something that I've always wanted. But I'm also like, dance haunts me. Like if I stop dancing for a little bit, I'm like, no, I got to get back into it. So yes. I really try to tell people, like, it's hard to balance it both, but I think the number one thing to do is give yourself grace. I've learned that for this past last year, COVID probably knocked so many people down. I mean, I don't know if quarantine 15 is a thing, but she was eating, she was living her best life. And so, you know, just being able to remember that you're also a dancer during that time, I think I really took that moment to rest. And then jumping back into it, I had to give myself a lot of grace. And I try to tell people, like, give yourself grace right now, because we're still kind of bouncing back from it and we're not all fully there yet. But, you know, it's hard to balance both, but it's doable. It is doable.
You said nothing but a word. Like I relate to that so much, you know, because I study business, and so I got to study business and dance. So I was lucky to be able to study both of those. And I remember people asking me, like, "Well, what are you going to do with that?" Yeah. And you know, I always figured that having that business degree and having a business mindset would allow me to work and to do things, you know, that I can pay the bills like on time, because I like stability. I don't like not knowing how I'm going to pay the rent. I don't like not knowing how I'm going to pay the light. I don't like that. I don't like that. A struggling artist, it's not for me. It's not for me.
No, same.
As much as I love dance and I love to do it, the struggling artist is not for me, because it's not all glamorized like it is in the movies. No. You know what I mean? And yeah, I totally get that. And I always tell myself, I give myself grace with both areas. You know, I always tell myself, like, okay, if you have to skip this class because you have to work this night, or if you know, you're tired when you go to this job, but you busted your butt at rehearsal and you got this opportunity, give yourself grace on every side, you know?
Yeah, and I want to touch on that too. Like, I mean, there are moments where, you know, and I know a lot of dancers probably have this experience. Like, I bought a class, I've already put the payment down, I already have it in my mind. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take this class right after dance. But I'm starting to realize that like my golden opportunity is from like 6:30 to like 9:30, right? Like if I can do a class from 6:30 to 9:30, she's the gut. She's in there, she's training. But when it comes to like a 9 to 11 class, baby, I'm asleep. So it's just kind of like that's the one part for me. And I realized that a lot of dope choreographers are starting to teach at the later time. So this next year is really just gonna be about me like sacrificing, like, are you gonna sacrifice being tired? You know, but another thing too is like I don't want to be too physically and mentally tired. So when I'm going to class, me showing up and presenting who RENAE is, I don't want them to think, oh, she's tired. Like she can't catch a 8 count.
Want to be here.
Right. She doesn't want to be here. She's not giving it. So it's super hard sometimes to be able to tap into that. And when your body is tired, your mind literally just cannot carry on its own. Right. So that's what I'm realizing I'm stepping into this year, is just trying to figure out how to really get good at this balance.
For sure. Awesome. So you have done some professional work with artists. And so I'm seeing Spice. I'm seeing Fatima Robinson, Tia Rivera. Tell me about your opportunities. I think it's really important, I think maybe for people watching, is like the first step, right? Because a lot of times they see us in the room, but they don't know how we got there. So just talk a little bit about like your journey getting into these rooms and getting these opportunities.
Yeah. Oh man, that's such a great question. So I think there is honestly the first step is taking a class that you're afraid to take. I think taking a class, and why I say class is because that's really where it starts. You know, I think one thing for me is like if you want to be in a certain position, if that choreographer is teaching classes, you need to be there. Right. And if you're afraid, like that's okay. But you have to also realize like every day is an opportunity to say yes. So it's like if you're afraid one day, okay, give yourself grace. Like, okay, maybe I'll do it next week. Keep trying to level up or align yourself with the experience to go. Right. Because that's the first step, is breaking out of that fear zone. And then also do intensives. Like if they're hosting, if a studio is hosting an intensive where they're bringing in these choreographers and there's a Q&A, there's a session for you to update your resume and headshots, do it. Get your headshots. Honestly, for me, I love just doing photos, period. So like if I have a couple photographer friends who are like, hey, I'm doing the special, I'm like, bet, I don't have nothing to do it for. I'm not auditioning for anything right now, but I want to look good. I want to feel good. And honestly, just like see yourself there, right? Like you have to see yourself there before other people can see you. So if you see yourself on the stage, you just start going to classes, show up, dress up, be, you know, feel that way inside, and it's going to start, you know, aligning outside of yourself. So that's just honestly the first step, is really just getting these classes, get into these classes.
Y'all heard
stop being afraid, because girl, it's crippling. And I think something that a lot of people don't understand about dancers is that continuously showing up is hard. Like, and it's mentally, like people can have anxiety, people can have a hard time being able to move forward. So it's a battle within itself, within yourself, to even show up. So I think that's a number one thing as well, just showing up for classes.
For sure. I really didn't realize how much of that I had to preach to people about, like actually going to class. People tell me that, yeah, I love to dance, I love to do this. You're not in class ever? Like ever? You know, sometimes we get so stuck with what is closest within us. Like, oh, my friend is teaching a class, so I'm going to go and take my friend's class. My friend is doing this stupid thing, so I'm going to go and do this with her. What about those people that you don't know? Yes. Like, what about them that you don't know? I tell everybody my story of moving to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta September of 2021. September 2021. Okay. In May, my cousin graduated from Clark Atlanta. So I came down that weekend. That same weekend, Josh Price, Dario, I forget who else was there. A few other choreographers had an intensive at Inspire.
and I went to Inspire. Like it was literally like I can't make this up. It was the same exact weekend. So I didn't have to fly back twice. We were already coming down to Atlanta anyway. And I went to the intensive. I don't know a single, I never been to that studio. I didn't know a single soul in that room. Like I just could have easily have been like, no, I don't have no friends to go with me. I don't got nobody to go with me. If I hadn't, I wouldn't really have that moment of clicking, like maybe I should move to Atlanta and pursue my career here. You know what I mean? That was my moment. That was my moment. I was like, maybe I should pursue it here. It was a push of a class. But it's just, it is what it is. You got to show up for class. You got to get uncomfortable. You gotta figure it out, you know? And I had met Dario a couple of months prior and he had recognized me. And I'm like, this is exactly what I want. I want to see these choreographers and them to know at least my face. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, you're the one who popped up to that. That's important, y'all.
Yep. It's so important. It's so important. And also you really touched on a good point, which is also meet the choreographers. Like if you get the opportunity to be in the same room with them, they all are so, I've not yet met one that has just been like, I don't want to meet anyone after class. Don't come up to me. Don't talk to me. They all are so welcoming. And I actually did a couple Monster intensives Monster Dance Convention when I was younger, when I was in Houston, because at that point in Houston, like it's a different scene than out here. So I had to really travel to find like other parts of dance within myself. So I found that a lot at Monsters, and I even would go up to them afterwards, like Jaquel Knight. I remember walking up to him and I was just like, dude, like you're my biggest inspiration. And he was just so cool. Like, you know, just really get to know them and go up to them. And the more they see you, the more you take their classes, they're going to remember you, you know, like even if you're in a different state, they're going to remember who you are and you're training, you're getting better. If they have a job and they're in that state, who knows, they might reach out to you. So you also need to be ready. You also need to have your resume, headshots, all of that good stuff. So, you know, it's a part of the game.
Yes, definitely a part of the game. Always. That's all I tell people. Like, don't be afraid to fangirl a little bit. Like, don't be afraid, because you know what? This is their art. The same way it is for us. The same way when you post a video, post a picture, and somebody goes and shows their appreciation. That's what it feels like for them. If I tell a choreographer, oh my gosh, I love your work. I saw you did XYZ with so-and-so. And they're like, thank you, because it's their art. They want people to feel it. They want you to love it. So let them know. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Absolutely. Right. Exactly.
Yes. For real. All right. So you also did work on The Color Purple.
Yes. So I can't touch on it too much because it comes out this year. I don't have any more information about it, but honestly, that was probably my dream job, working with my dream choreographer, because Fatima, growing up, really and truthfully, honestly, like Aaliyah was the reason why I started dancing. So knowing that I'm in the same room with this woman who worked by her closely for so many years, it's like, it was kind of unreal to me. I was like, dude, like what? So it was such an awesome experience, and it was hard work, but what goes on behind the scenes of films and just productions is so mind-blowing. But when you see it on the TV, it's just like, holy crap, I was there. I remember when that happened. And it just gives you so much more passion because you just see the full picture. And the way I see that people are going to view it, there might be tears, there's going to be laughing. I mean, it's just going to be such an experience for them. So I just can't wait. I can't wait for it to come out.
I'm excited for you. Like hearing this is just like awesome. I can't wait to see it all come together. I mean, I'm excited for the picture in general, but I'm excited to see it all come together. I'm excited for you to reference your moments of rehearsing and seeing it all. I think that's just going to be like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
And when does it come out?
I am not sure. I remember because my coworkers know too. So we were just like at work, like looking it up. And we did find that we wrapped last year in June. That's when I wrapped. So I think it's going to come out later this year. I'm sure they're probably going to send us something, giving us some more information about it, but we'll see. But I think it is the end of this year. So, and I think it's going to be in theaters too. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. So you mentioned that faith is like something that you're passionate about surrounding like your journey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
me too. So just touch on a little bit of how having that faith has brought you through the rough times, the good times, the in-between time, the lonely times, things like that.
Oh man, that's such a great topic and I love speaking on it. So like I want to go back to just kind of mentally going through dance. I realized like I never really had anxiety about it, but I started to realize as I got older because as a human being, we're faced with like time frame and where are we? Where are we now? What are we moving towards? And so it was just kind of like I would have moments where it's like I'm not doing enough. I'm not in the place I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here. Like I'm supposed to be on tour. I'm supposed to be doing this. Like, and every time I have a doubt, I'll go take a class. I'll go take a class. I'm like, okay, let me get out of this funk. And I will get there and it's just like whether the choreographer comes up to me and they're just like, what's your name? You know, like when you're killing it, they're just like, hey, I've never seen you before. Like, what's your name? That sends me so deep into just kind of like, I'm supposed to be here. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my confirmation. And every time, girl, I remember, okay, so when I was younger and I was in Houston and I'm like, I see Atlanta. I'm like, I need to get to Atlanta, but I'm here. I ain't got no money. Like, what am I doing? I'm still in college. Like, you know, this is my junior year. I was just like stuck going through it. And I go to Monsters and I'm just there. It's the one in Houston, so I didn't have to like travel for it. So we get down to the last day. So the last day they do an audition. And I think it was Rhapsody's piece. So Rhapsody, she's so amazing. She's like an OG. It was her piece to this Chris Brown song. I think it's Time for Love or something. And I will never forget that song. But I did the audition and at the end of the day, they give you your certificates. Like, oh, if you made it through the audition and all that good stuff. And girl, I got a certificate after the audition and I was just like, there's like 100 million kids here. Like, what you mean me? So I got a certificate for a free convention in Atlanta. So I was like, that's a sign. So I came to Atlanta, I did the convention, and I mean, it's literally just about that. It's like finding those little confirmation moments, right? Where it's just kind of like, it's not humongous. It's not this big broadcasted, like, this is your life, you know, it's those little things. It's that this person taking their time to get to know you in class, choreographer finding out your name, you know, going to intensives and like winning something. It's just little moments like that that just also inspire me to just keep going. And like, this journey is not linear. It's so zigzag all over the place. And I'm super big on like really just spirituality, and it's just kind of like I'm always believing I'm always in the right place where I'm supposed to be, and nothing is a mistake. And so I just really hone in on that and just stay present in every moment. Right?
For sure. I saw, you know, I will follow like some of like the preacher posts and stuff like that when they do like short videos and things. And I saw one pastor just giving this message basically about how you can almost miss your blessing when you start to compare and start to realize some people will get it all at once. But sometimes God will give it to you in like pieces, right? But you're not missing out on anything. Wherever you're supposed to be is where you're supposed to be. You're not losing. You're not missing. Every no, if you think of it as a loss, then that's gonna feel like a loss. Sometimes a no is a blessing because no, that's not for you, boo. What you have is something greater because it's gonna be fit for exactly what you need. Like, I definitely get in those moments. I'm like, I haven't done a music video in like 3 months. Or like I haven't done anything. I felt that way so bad around my birthday last year. Around my birthday. I turned 24 last year. And around my birthday, I felt just like that. I was like, I haven't done nothing. Like this was crazy. And then summer hit and everyone's like, I'm going to Miami to do this shoot. Can you come with me? I'm coming. And it was just like hitting. But then the issue with that is once those things come super fast, then we fall back sometimes into that ooh, haven't done anything in a while. What happened now? What happened now? So it's like always about keeping that mindset. Look, you had some good stuff. Now take this time as a blessing to go and find other avenues. Go teach if you want to. And I realized that I got opportunities to teach this year that I really didn't think.
You've been killing it. Yes, you've been killing it, girl.
But even not everything is shown in like social media. Like sometimes like I had people reach out to me, oh, can you come teach this at the school that I work at? Can you come? These are things, these are people noticing it, noticing you, noticing your craft, noticing your skill. So even if it's not Chris Brown's choreographer, Janet Jackson's choreographer, whoever, there are people still noticing you and loving what you do and loving who you are. And that's pretty much like the biggest compliment when it comes to your art, right? It's like the biggest thing. People see something, in, especially when they're willing to pay for your presence, for your Come on. When they're willing to, that's when you know. Because we don't just throw out money on willy-nilly. When people are willing to pay for you to come, this, choreograph this, work on this for them, that's when you know, like, you got something, boo. Because even you'll start even doubting your talent. Like,
right. And I think another thing too that I think people can really just start being honest with themselves about is like, sometimes you're not ready. I think so like in my moment right now, I'm training, I'm taking classes, redoing my headshots, all that good stuff. But at the same time, like I'm working out because even though I'm in a moment where it's just kind of chill right now, I'm in my season of preparation. So it's like, I'm working out, I'm eating better, I'm training, I'm even taking classes, like lyrical classes, because your body can just get so wound up from doing hip hop all the time. It's like, but what if I just need to take contemporary or lyrical so I can like loosen myself up? And so I think that's another thing too, is like sometimes you're not ready and you have to be real with yourself. Like, can you be on set and can you be at a rehearsal for 8 hours? You know, I remember doing The Color Purple and I was at rehearsal for like all day and I was just like, this is what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, can you handle situations like that? So yeah.
Well, you know, the title of this segment, this part of the channel, Dance, Music, Everything, multiple meanings and stuff like that. So for some people, it's dance and they interpret music a certain way. For some people, they take in the music and then express themselves through dance. And for some people, it's everything in the way they all mesh together. And so my question is dance your everything? Or are there other bits and pieces of yourself that you think make you you? Or is dance really your everything?
That's a wonderful question. So I wouldn't say, if maybe 5 years ago, I would have said dance was my everything. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that, you know, I'm a jack of all trades. I honestly love everything. So right now, it's really figuring out what other avenues can I be in creatively, right? So I've just started getting into film. I met like this really cool woman and she kind of put me on her wing. So I would consider her my mentor. And she's honestly she does short films here and there. So she'll hit me up to just kind of do stuff on set, maybe set deck, prop assistance, or just like PAing. So I'll go there and I'll just kind of fit myself wherever, but it's so awesome. I love film. When I watch movies, I feel something different about it. Like I'm always seeing little things, meanings. I sometimes write scripts. I mean, so right now, everything just looks like a whole bunch of different things, right? Like I'm just, it's dance, it's film, it's working in HR. It's just a little bit of everything. But I think just continuing with a little passion here and there, like maybe one day I do dance. The next day, a weekend, she reaches out to me. She's working on a film. I go work on there and I put it on my resume. Like this past weekend, I was at the Sundance Film Festival and it was so amazing. Yeah.
I saw that on your story. Yes, that was dope, cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. And you get to meet people, girl. And I met a lot of Black people that were in film. And the way that they are just all you can just tell they're answering their calling because it's the passion, it's the connection, the energy there. And so, you know, dance will always be my number one, but I can find other ways to be a creative outlet. Like I can find other ways to still tap into my creativity, because dance is about telling a story. So it's just kind of like, if you can tell a story in any which way, and what if I write a film one day and I want to make it a dance film? You know what I mean? Like, I have that connection with dance that I could really make it an awesome movie. So it just, I don't know what the future holds, but it looks so enormous and just creative and beautiful from like where I'm sitting. So
we got a little game. We got a little game. So you love movies, so hopefully you'll be good at this. You kind of touched on it. You kind of touched on it. I have a love-hate relationship actually with dance films. Sometimes I think they portray us so well, and sometimes I think they do us dirty. Like, so I'm going to give you just like a small synopsis of a movie, not too specific. These are classics though. These are classics.
Okay.
Not too specific. And I'll give you a few seconds if you can tell me what the movie is.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Okay. So, and these are going to be like phrases I'm just popping out, and you got to try to tell me.
All right.
All right. Okay. So we have high school, white boy.
High school musical?
No. These are dance movies. Think dance, right? So we have high school. We have a white boy. We have performing arts. We have wealthy versus poor. We have hip hop. We have a shooting. There is a shooting in the movie. We have college.
Is this okay? It sounds like one of the Step Ups. Okay.
Got it.
You know, there's like 10 million Step Ups.
Yes. The first one. Remember, boo, I said classics.
Classics, right? Look.
Yes. Perfect. All right. Boom. Next one. Careful with this one. All right, ready?
Oh, Lord.
We have battles, R&B duo, R&B group, really. R&B group, battles. You have drug dealing, a fight scene, and yo, he stole my moves. What is it?
Okay, it's giving you got served.
Yes.
I was gonna lose my black card if I messed that one up.
All right, ready? So we have, again, battle. We have college. We have another shooting. Good God.
Lord.
We have another shooting. We have R&B / pop mainstream. We have brothers.
Okay.
That's at college already. HBCU.
Yeah. Okay. Stomp the yard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Last one. I think you got this one. I think it's pretty easy.
Oh, no.
All right. We have young woman, baddie, super baddie, right? Okay. We have fine love interest. We have rec center. We have music videos. We have struggling artists.
Okay, I got it.
You got
Honey.
Yeah. Those are easy. Okay. Yes. Exactly. Those are some of like my favorites, even though they do give like the struggling artist type, they also do for me give it's not as easy. It's not all super overnight success like some of these I portray that it is. Like as long as you're good, you're gonna make it like right away. There's definitely a lot of work, a lot of time put into it. We don't all pop out at 21 the way some of these artists do. We're doing our thing. It's a journey. This was so fun. All right, so just a little bit last thing, just so you can leave us with some inspiration. What does dance mean to you personally? What does it give you? And whatever way you want to shape that, what does it give you?
Oh man, I think when you realize you're good at something, it naturally gives you kind of confirmation that, there's a reason that you're here. And so dance gives me reason, like it gives me an opportunity to kind of find myself in something that I'm good at. So it boosts my confidence. It gives me an opportunity to release who I am as a person, because I get so personal with dance. When I'm dancing, I do facials, you know, I add my own swag, and it's like I can really be as fly or however I want to be in that moment. So dance really just gives me an opportunity to be RENAE Wilson. Like, it gives me an opportunity to be extra, to be, if I want to be timid in that moment, depending on the music, I can connect with it. And, you know, music to me speaks to me emotionally. So that's also why dance is such a passion for me. But it gives me an opportunity to release, honestly.
Yes. Beautiful. I hope you guys really like took that in.
Yes.
You know, whatever dance means, this video was definitely about self-love to me. That's really what I got from this video. A lot of self-love, trusting yourself, trusting your own journey, not comparing yourself. That's really what I got from this video. So I hope that you guys get the same thing, that you can listen to this and really take heart to whatever your journey is, and listening to yourself, understanding where you're at, and not worrying about other stuff, being yourself, loving yourself, you know, doing what you got to do to be successful. And yeah. I'm so happy. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this. She would definitely be back, because we definitely got to touch on more of this kind of stuff.
Yes.
But
oh my gosh.
Guys, all right. See you next time.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Dance Music Everything. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out Miss RENAE Wilson on Instagram. See you next time.